Circadian rhythms and the importance of pattern consistency in competitive swimmers. What is a circadian rhythm? Circadian rhythm refers to your natural internal process that regulates the sleep-wake cycle and repeats roughly every 24 hours. It's driven by a biological clock, your body clock, primarily in the hypothalamus of the brain. This rhythm influences sleep, hormone release, body temperature, and even digestion, syncing up with external cues like light and darkness. For example, when the sun sets, your body ramps up melatonin production to make you sleepy. When it rises, cortisol kicks in to wake you up. When traveling to a meet on the other side of the country, our body clock gets thrown off by crossing time zones, and it takes a few days to recalibrate. During daylight savings time change, you might notice your circadian rhythm adjusting to the loss of 1 hour of sleep and seasonal shifts with longer days as spring begins. Circadian rhythms play a massive role in productivity, physical alertness, and mental sharpness, because they dictate when our bodies and brains are naturally primed to perform or when they need to rest. Productivity. Your circadian rhythm sets the tempo for when you're most efficient. For most, there's a peak in productivity in the late morning, around 10 a.m. to noon, where focus, problem-solving, and energy align. This is when cortisol levels, a hormone tied to alertness, are still riding high from the morning spike. Studies show this is when cognitive tasks like memory retention or complex decision-making reach maximum efficiency. Then there's a dip in the early afternoon, 1 to 3 p.m., often called the post-lunch slump, where your body prioritizes digestion and energy conservation. Productivity during this time decreases unless you take naps. Also, why taking naps in between prelims and finals is necessary. A second peak happens again in the late afternoon, after nap, around 4 to 6 p.m. Physical alertness. Physically, circadian rhythms sync your energy to the light-dark cycle. Morning light boosts alertness by suppressing melatonin, the sleep hormone, and cranking up body temperature and muscle readiness. You're physically prime when your clock says go, usually mid-morning to early afternoon. Strength and coordination peak at this time, but as the day wears on, fatigue creeps in. By evening, melatonin rises, body temp drops, and reaction times slow. Sleep deprivation compounds late afternoon fatigue. Night workers have higher injury rates because their physical alertness is out of rhythm with the clock. Naps are necessary. A 20-30-minute power nap in between prelims and finals will recharge you without altering your nighttime sleep schedule. Mental alertness. Mentally, circadian rhythms gatekeep your brain power, your attention, working memory, and creative thinking. Morning tends to favor analytical tasks. Some research suggests evening hours can unlock divergent thinking, big ideas, less structure. But if you push past your rhythm's bedtime, your reaction times lag, errors spike, and mood sours. Chronic misalignment, like pulling all-nighters, tanks serotonin and dopamine, leaving you foggy and irritable. Why does it matter? Get in sync, and you're physically and mentally efficient. Tasks feel easier, workouts hit harder, and your head is clear. Fight it, and you become mentally foggy and physically slower. A 2018 study found morning people crushed cognitive tests pre-noon. Another study showed sleep-deprived folks had 20% slower reaction times. Reaction times are kind of important in swimming. Sleep study experts have found that car accidents increase up to 17% among teenagers the following weeks after daylight savings time. Fatal accidents increase 4 to 6%. Even diet ties in. Eating late throws off your metabolic clock, which can drag alertness down. Pattern consistency. Changing your wake-up times daily throws off your circadian rhythm because it thrives on consistency. That internal 24-hour clock relies on regular cues like light and sleep timing to stay calibrated. When you mix up wake-up times, you're basically giving it mixed signals, and that disrupts each function, alertness, hormone release, even digestion, in subsequence. Don't disrupt your clock. Your circadian rhythm isn't instant. It adjusts slowly, about 1 to 2 hours per day. Wake up at 7 a.m. one day, 10 a.m. the next, then 6 a.m. after that, and your body can't lock in a pattern. Light exposure, the biggest reset button, will hit at different times, so melatonin, your sleep hormone, and cortisol, your wake-up hormone, get out of sync. It's like jet lag without the plane. Your body's always guessing when morning is. Research shows even a 2-hour shift can take a couple of days to realign. Bigger swings, like 4 to 5 hours, can take a week. It also impacts your nighttime sleep schedule. Your adenosine builds up during the day and makes you tired. This works in partnership with your circadian timing. Inconsistent wake-up times mess with both when a regular schedule is not maintained. Example, if you wake at 8 a.m. one day, then 11 a.m. the next. The second day, you've slept longer, so adenosine clears out more, and you might not feel sleepy at your usual bedtime. Next day, wake at 7 a.m., and you're short on sleep, dragging through the day. This disrupts your ability to fall asleep or wake up refreshed. Productivity and alertness decrease. Without a steady wake-up, those peak mental and physical advantages mentioned earlier, like morning focus and your daily rhythms, the afternoon slump, and evening decompression, get confused. A 2017 study found people with irregular sleep schedules showed 15 to 20% worse cognitive performance in memory and reaction time than those with fixed times. Physical alertness wobbles too. Muscle coordination and energy dip when your body doesn't know when to ramp up. Mentally, you're more prone to brain fog and irregular spikes in stress hormones like cortisol, leaving you anxious or flat. Longer-term effects. Chronic inconsistency mimics shift work disorder, which is linked to higher risks of mood swings, obesity, even heart issues. Your digestive clock gets confused too, so late-night eating or off-schedule meals can pile on metabolic stress. A 2020 study tied irregular sleep to a 30% bump in depression risk over time, likely from serotonin and dopamine getting thrown off. How bad depends on the swing. Small changes, like 30 minutes, have minimal effect, and you can adapt quicker. Bigger swings, like 2 or more hours, are brutal, especially if they're random. Weekends are excellent examples. Sleeping in Sunday, we have morning practice on Saturday, then jolting awake Monday gives you social jet lag. Data says about 70% of people feel this weekly, and it cuts Monday productivity by up to 25%. How to fix it? Athletes should only vary their wake-up times during competition by 30 minutes in either direction. Wake up too early, and the system gets thrown off rhythm. Wake up too late, the same. Consistency in an athlete's wake-up schedule at meets should mimic what they do daily during the regular school week. This also holds true for meals. Eating breakfast, snacking, lunch, and dinner in the same time each day, consistent with the athlete's regular training schedule, will help regulate physical and mental alertness during competition. Of course, timing meals at competitions can be difficult with longer sessions depending on the meet. This is where snacking becomes important. The time when the athletes swim each day follows this same pattern. Warm-up times during prelims and finals should remain the same throughout the competition, regardless of when the athlete is racing, to help regulate mental and physical energy output and keep everything on the same schedule throughout the competition. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with more parent and swimmer education content.